Cat trying to steal my chair! Like, the text gets cut off. Let's do that. Look right. Oh no. That? Well, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. Fine. Hello. How's everyone doing? Right. No! There's more music happening! That wasn't... No. Bad Bedro. With your majesties of space. Oh, now the text is all gone wonky. So... we'll work this out. It'll be fine. 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 I'll be fine like that. We'll sort it out in the future. I've got a new PC which has been set up. As you can see, the stream is not been as accurately set up as it was before. But it's fine. I'll aspirationally do it afterwards. I'll go, let's have a look at all these things that did wrong in the streams. Text just being a bit off is one of those things. Hello and welcome to some Star Citizen Doggy stuff. So basically, in these is sort of like is akin to my own podcast. I try and answer any questions that you people have about YouTube and myself and Star Citizen mainly. Alpha 3.0, Evocati stuff where I can. If you put question in like parentheses or brackets, I know that it's a question, and I will read them and try and answer them where I can. And if you think that your question's been missed or whatever, you feel free to ask it again. Don't spam. Ask it every so often. Quite a lot of the time I have actually answered them. Don't know why I'm wearing headphones, because I'm not listening to anything. And, yeah. Hi. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's actually happened, information-wise, over the last couple of days. Now, let's start with Squadron 42 stuff. Squadron 42 is going to be the focus of the holiday December live stream. So, I believe, it sounds like, but in December, they're actually going to put up on the schedule report. So, the weekly schedule report that we see on the website, which currently has Alpha 3.0 on it, that will have Squadron 42 as well, as possibly like 3.1, something by that time, or just Squadron 42. Yeah, it sounds like we're going to see the vertical slice on the holiday live stream, which will be cool. Obviously not for CitizenCon, though. And my volume's quite low, is it? I will turn up my volume then. Bear with me. new PC, so half the settings aren't done properly. So apologies for that. How the fuck? How? That's muting. Noise gate. Gain. Yeah. How's that? That a bit better? That should be a bit better. So, Squadron 42. Probably nothing at all at CitizenCon for Squadron 42. Maybe little nubbins. Maybe little nubbins. But some other stuff that was coming at CitizenCon, which I'll switch to another scene. Dun dun dun. Actually works. No. Yes. Nothing's labelled properly either. It's a totally new build. And we'll talk about the build in a minute, and then we'll talk about other questions. So, CitizenCon details are released. I will link them in the chatteroo. Or some people will actually be attending. But it doesn't matter if you're attending or not. Or it does. So, for those people that are attending CitizenCon, you have lots of little booths and things that you can go to. It sounds like they're going to have hands-on building solar systems with their tools, having a look at like an office tour, effectively, with concept art stuff, with how they build weapons, how they build vehicles and ships. You're going to have the ability to have your head scanned for some lucky people, although you have to conform to some things. You have to be clean-shaven and over 18 and stuff like that, and sit still for 30 minutes. You should have an email if you are going to CitizenCon and want to participate in that. That was pretty cool. I will link that again here if they're interested. Hopefully that won't be the only time that you're about to get your head scanned. I think they're going to be doing events every year where you can get your head scanned. CitizenCon has now become a fan fest. It's not just a presentation anymore. It's an all-day event where they will have lots of interactive things. So there's going to be, like, I think, a 3.0 demo there that's going to be a stabler build than the Evocati have got, similar to what they had at Gamescom, that people were able to play on. There's going to be 5 presentations where they talk about have the Game Changer ship going on concept, it sounds, but also the study of human body movement. So I'm assuming we'll see some cool animation models, as in linguistics. So the dude that made the Klingon language, also Xi'an and all that sort of stuff should be giving a talk. I'm assuming it's him anyway. Privatized colonization. Find out about base building, it sounds like, and some other stuff as well. And then in the evening, so at 9 PM UTC +2, which is all times here, we'll see the presentation. Which it's a keynote speech in address, but it's the presentation that we've always known from CitizenCon. But don't expect Squadron 42. That's for December. I'm glad they told us now, because otherwise people will be disappointed and angry. For some other stuff that's going to be just for attendees, they're having that studio tour-esque, all the different things that devs do, building weapons and ships and stuff. It sounds like a bar, and as I said earlier, the demo. But they are streaming the whole event on Twitch, and I suspect they will be walking around the show floor. And we'll be able to see all the booths, even if you're not going. Now, I'm planning to go to CitizenCon. I might not be able to go. If I don't go, I'll actually be able to cover the event better. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm planning to go to CitizenCon. We'll have to see if you want to go. My new PC is an 8700K, so it's the new 8th gen series of CPUs. Tell me if there's any lag or anything on stream, or if it's not something properly. It is 1080p, 60 frames per second. I should be able to do that in game as well now. It's fucking awesome. Let's have just show you my PC if I can. The cable will reach. So I haven't tidied the wires yet. Oh, my microphone's in the way. The bench PC. I love it. There's a Perspex cheat that can go in the front of it, and I've never had such a cool running CPU. I am going to be delidding it as well, so that's literally taking off the protective cover on the front, the protective heat, placing the thermal compound there with some liquid metal. And people have reported you get up to 25 degrees lower temperatures with that, and that would be very cool because it doesn't go above 60 at the moment. Yes, it's a 1080 Ti as well. Yeah, it's going to be fine. The delid process for the 8th gen is fine. And then I'm going to be using it for testing Evocati stuff on 3.0 and faffing around lots of different hardware. I've got loads of different PCs that I'm going to start setting up for it. I want to do when 3.0 goes live, I want to have lots of hardware specs and benchmarks and stuff so people can make an informed decision if they desperately want to buy a PC for 3.0. And hopefully that will give us an insight into the specs and everything for Squadron 42 as well. Even if it's just a slight one. Some people do want to buy rather than wait. Delidding isn't that dangerous. Obviously, you run a risk of destroying the chip. You void the warranty. Full stop. But yeah, right. Questions in thingamajigs. What else have we got? We got this pretty picture of Selin, which is assumed taken in game. We can see Riari outpost, associated materials around. Obviously, these outposts can get more and more complex as we go forward. In 3.0, this is pretty much what outposts will look like. Could have like collections of them as well. The production schedule report for 3.0, which Squadron 42 will be going on by the end of the year. Woo! Hopefully. They have 23 must fix issues. They're not must fix anymore because the Evocati already have the build, but they are CIG are now looking at sections of things in their builds focus on. So at the moment they're focusing on cargo and shopping. Previously they focused on traversal, so like quantum travel, moving around the system, and core gameplay. That's what they needed to get finished to get it out to the Evocati. After they fix those 23 with shopping and cargo, as well as any bugs that the Evocati find, they'll then move on to missions and subsumption, maybe something like that. And then once they fixed all the major bugs with that, they'll do like a polish pass maybe, and then it will probably go to the PTU. So wider PTU after that sort of thing. We're expecting. Have you been playing 3.0 Evocati? How's it faring? Exciting. Evocati is always exciting. Evocati patches are typically bug hunts where you just talk about and find symptoms. It's not as much about the gameplay as you'd think. It is time consuming and it is difficult. And I've been building a PC, so I haven't had the time as I would normally. Mine is running at 5 gigs at the moment, my CPU, but I'm hoping to delid it and get it into 5.2 nice and comfortably. When talking about SLI, it depends on what games. Some games are great with SLI, some games hate it. Some games you'll literally get worse performance by having SLI enabled. When we have split frame rendering rather than alternate frame rendering, it'll be a lot better. Because basically SLI is kind of going away. You won't need SLI bridges or anything, and frames will be same frame will be rendered by multiple GPUs. You'll be able to do some cool stuff with that. I'd say probably wait if you've got a 1080 or a 1080 Ti. Kind of wait until the next gen, or wait until we've got alternate frame rendering done properly. Because those graphics cards are great anyway. I think base building will be included with Star Citizen's eventual launch. I think it will be in launch. At launch, we will have base building almost certainly. But where they've talked about it, the way that they seem to be pushing towards, it with CitizenCon, yeah, almost certainly. I mean, they're doing procedural cities. They've been doing the procedural outpost tech as well. It's almost certain that we have full base building. It's one of the reasons that they were so keen probably to get procedural planets in. Oh, let's have these big populated planets where players can build anywhere, and we don't need to regulate where they build, possibly, because there's so much space. Hopefully we'll get space stations as well that we can build. What are you doing? Get back to work, avocado. Fuck that, man. Some avocados work up very, very hard. Yeah. I need to sleep. Hi, Board. How's today? Are you on the path of Ophelia? If so, stay safe. I'm in East Millions. Forgive us for all you answered. I'm full of flu. Path of Ophelia? What? It's something I'm not getting. Or maybe I do, and just my brain's not working. Will people be able to effectively solo a Cutlass Black? Yeah, I think it will be a solid ship to be able to solo. Obviously, it's got a reasonable size as well, so you would... Oh, thank you very much, Perry Hellion. You're a fucking legend. Thank you very much for the bits. A lot of bits. As I said, if people have issues with the way the stream's set up, We will fix that for next time. I will get this way text's displayed a little bit better. Let's fucking do that now. Let's do that now, quick. Appearance, station. I'm literally the wrong thing. How do I don't know how to make things pretty. Scale? Scale. Alignment. Oh no, oh no. Better? I think? That'd be fine. Oh, no, yeah. Sorry, I'm the worst. Any idea what the game changer might be? Yes, I almost certainly know what the game changer is. I was talking to devs about it.
I am going to buy
when I went
so
on my last
many
studio tour.
spaceships.
Well, not specifically called the... Oh, thank you very much.
A little help for the stream. You are bringing good content about Star Citizen.
Thank you. Disembodied woman's voice. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate the donation. Was he dick? Appreciated. Yeah, this is the floor demo from Gamescom 3.0. Floor demo that Maya and Night Gamble were playing. And I've done a gaming cut of it. Should be now all games rather than people's faces. Build it and stuff. So the game changer is a big civilian ship that fills a civilian role, typically long combat role, and it is going to be adding to gameplay or catering for gameplay that we don't currently have a ship for, and it's kind of important. All I can really say, a lot of people have guessed what it is. A lot of people made good attempts to guess what it is. I think it's more obvious now that we've seen what CitizenCon's about. Probably assume what Game Changer is. In terms of the anniversary sale, do you expect any of the ships to be available once more, or only ships available / in production? So the anniversary sale and the CitizenCon sale, I suspect that we will see limited edition ships, so possibly even Idris and Javelins, and ships that are on that have been on concept previously, as well as ships that are also production ready. Lots of things. The vertical slice is specifically referring to, when people use it in the terms of Star Citizen, it's a Squadron 42 kind of section mission gameplay that they were supposed to demo in 2016 at CitizenCon, which they failed to, because they just couldn't get it finished in time. And we've been waiting for that for quite a long time, and we expected it at Gamescom, and we're expecting it at this CitizenCon, although we're not expecting it at this CitizenCon anymore. We're expecting it in December with the holiday live stream. Like a vertical slice is a section of gameplay which showcases everything your game can do without spoilers, I suppose, without the whole pie. So it's basically you have a pie, that's the whole game. You take a section of that pie out, so you get a taste of everything without having the whole pie. There you are. If you wish to post a link, you can message me. The mod might be the auto mod might be quite aggressive. Do you think Arena Commander will receive the update 2.0? Yes, and the new cockpit interactions. Yes. You've got Star Citizen is being treated less like modules now and more like well, everything eventually will most likely be in the PU. So you'll be able to access Arena Commander and stuff from the persistent universe. So they might have access to it externally as well, because it kind of makes sense. But your hangar and everything, and Arc Corps Area 18, they won't be available soon. Not sure if they're going to be available in 3.0 or not, but they will all be available in the persistent universe. So it's probably 3.1 or 3.2. That's when you'll see all the modules come together properly. But in the meantime, everything is shared between them. So yeah, Arena Commander and Star Marine, they get all the updates to the persistent universe. I think we'll have planetide subterranean areas, caverns, caves. So they've talked about them in lore. I suspect, yeah, I mean, they're almost certainly going to have that. They haven't, like, said when they're going to do it or anything, but yeah, they'll have to have caves. They have to have tunnels and subterranean areas. Is the game changer a head scanner? Well, that will be at CitizenCon, a head scanner, so I love the fact that that's a stretch goal, that they're going through the stretch goal list clearly, and they're going, right, let's start to make sure that backers are happy with the original stretch goals, and things that we said we were going to do, which is great. Did you see the Elite Dangerous upgrading its procedural planets to add more fidelity? It's nice to see space games pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Yeah, so I might start playing a bit of Elite Dangerous. Some stuff has interested me with it, and I want to kind of know about the space genre as much as I can, games-wise, and then I have to compare them more accurately without any sort of like bias. Or any bias, obviously, I'm a massive Star Citizen fanboy, but like Dual Universe as well is another one that backed a while ago, and I'd probably buy as well. Just to follow up on the Annie sale, do you think we'll be able to CCU any of the ships available on the sale? Yes. Cool. Do we have more moons or planets to land in Alpha 3.1? We haven't been told what's going to be in 3.1. They basically, on the schedule report, anything beyond 3.0, don't take as gospel. 3.1 could have a lot of stuff. We know it's going to have mining. We know it's going to have purchasable ships with Alpha UEC. But we don't know much more than that. It's going to start utilising object container streaming, the actual performance boosts of it. But we should get a big roadmap drop in December. I'm hoping we get one before that at CitizenCon or at the anniversary stream. But if not, then we'll get it for the holiday stream. Given delays of the tech of 3.0 PU, I'm surprised that Squadron 40... I'm not surprised that Squadron 40 delayed a bit. So it's not really... I mean, it is delayed, but it's not delayed in the conventional sense where they've been working on it for a while. They keep on finding new things that they need to help support the subsumption. So I think subsumption's probably the main blocker for Squadron 42, realistically. I do think that procedural planets and some of the tech has delayed Squadron 42 by at least a year. Why we didn't see it in 2016. And now they're obviously trying to push the boundaries with subsumption and all the procedural planet tech is being utilised fully, Squadron 42 and stuff like that. So that's why we're probably going to see it in 2018 rather than 2017. It's annoying, I know, but I'm hoping it's going to be really fucking good. I think that's what they have to go for. They have to go for a bullseye with... what benefits brings the 900p from Intel for stars? We don't know. We don't know about those Optane drives. So Intel are launching some new Optane hard drives, SSDs, or whatever the fuck they are going to be, on the 27th of October at CitizenCon, and there seems to be some form of promotion with Intel and Star Citizen, where these Optane drives are optimized for Star Citizen. We don't know what that means. We don't know how the promotion will form. You might get a free ship. Some people are thinking the Saber Raven. You get a Saber Raven package or something if you buy an Optane drive. They're likely to be very expensive. They're going to come in, I think, 240 gig and 480 gig packages, I think. But they're likely to be very expensive. They're also likely to be amazing for high-end gaming. And it might just be shorter loading screens and basically being similar to RAM cache drives. But we have to see. Wait. Any news about Vulkan coming to Star Citizen? Yes, they are integrating Vulkan. In fact, let me link you something if you're interested about Vulkan. That. It's not labelled. So Ben Parry was talking about OpenCL and Vulkan API integration and stuff recently. So I'd keep on looking at this thread, and basically here he was saying in the future stuff will be able to utilise multiple GPUs more effectively, but just chucking loads of GPUs in your PC isn't necessarily going to increase performance, especially with Star Citizen. So we'll have to keep on checking exactly how Vulkan's going to be integrated. Are they going to be using how many cores and threads for your CPU is it going to be using? How many GPUs can you get away with using and stuff like that in the future? And we'll follow this because we don't know yet. We don't know what the best PC for building Star Citizen to be. We don't know how they're going to integrate a load of the actual performance tech with multi-threading and Vulkan and multiple GPUs and stuff. But yeah, that was interesting. You're right, Ludicrous. So Andy Richards is a good mate. If you go down to the Wimslow bar citizens, or actually lots of other bar citizens, he turns up and he's a very nice chap. He looks after me. Thank you very much, Ludicrous. You're a legend. Can you say if the casino is not Game Changer is not a casino? I do not believe the Game Changer is a casino. There you are. That would be a module rather than like a ship role. I suppose you probably could do casinos, but you could do them like semi-IRL. So lots of companies and stuff want to try and stop gambling in games. I'm not really sure of the ethics of it because some people are younger than 18 that play. You are going to be able to buy UEC with real money. You don't want people to get like some form of gambling addiction or uncle their money away. So, do you think we'll see the Vanguard, BUKs, and Retaliator modules during the November sale? Oh, I don't know. Probably. It's worth poking CIG about. Because, yeah, I think if they're planning to do modules start to come in properly in 3.1 or 3.2, then it would be very sensible for them to sell those modules. I don't think we've got modular capableness in 3.0. So you won't change like the BUKs of your Vanguard. Well, not the new Vanguards are in there anyway, so. Will the game support those who want to take on the rogue persona, always working alone for themselves? Yes, so Perihelion, it will certainly have the ability to play solo, and there you're going to be able to hire NPCs and use AI modules for turrets if you want to. So you won't have to play with other players if you don't want to, but it is a multiplayer game. Being part of an org, being part of a collective group will allow you to do more stuff and is sensible, but you will be able to play as a lone wolf. Seems like the physics of atmospheric flight are lost in the game now. Does it feel like you're hovering your ship everywhere now? So Maya and people that actually played this demo said that it did feel different when they were in atmosphere. And CIG are 100% working on the atmospheric flight and the gravity and effect of gravity on your ship and that sort of stuff. It looked very hovery. I don't want it to look or feel hovery at all. I know the IFCS and VTOL do compensate for a lot of that stuff, but if I roll upside down, I want to be punished for it. If I get hit by a rocket, I want to be punished for it in atmosphere. Otherwise, it's just the same as flying in space. What's the point in having gravities and stuff if your IFCS can counter it? Damaged, I suppose. But they did say as well, CIG, that wind and weather effects could severely hamper your IFCS, so you would like feel wind if it's really windy. I am planning to go to CitizenCon, but I can't confirm because I'm the carer for my brother. Car accident recently, and stuff with his carers, and in the future, so pretty much after November, actually, I won't have to be as much his carer as I have been previously, which is going to give me much more freedom to follow my YouTube career and my streaming and content creation and stuff. That sort of thing, which is great, and it was an important step in his management. Not like I'm abandoning him, because I'm not, and I'm still going to be his carer. It's just he needed other people to be able to support him in the future, and it was something we just didn't get sorted until now. Is there any news on the Banu Merchantman? Has it entered production yet? So they know the Carrack's entered production. I believe... Let's bring this up. So this graph gets updated every week as well. Banu Merchantman is on here. The Banu Merchantman was supposed to enter its production on the beginning of October. And it's planned to be completed the middle of 2018. So take that as you will, because these are not always accurate. They're CIG schedules, so they're internal schedules and targets and plans, not always what actually is happening. Oh no, I'm the worst at clicking things. My mic chops from time to time. Thank you. Sort that out. That better? Is that better? That should cut off a lot less. So apologies for that. When will the game It's a Lie? Thanks, Wes. So Wes is one of the guys that actually got me into Star Citizen. Who had an Idris. I was like, why have you... Because I'm thrifty as well. Why have you bought a $1,000 ship? But now I understand. Do you think Elite Dangerous will be a good game to play while waiting for 3.0? Quite possibly. I'm going to start getting into some Elite Dangerous. They seem to be updating it. It's a fully fleshed out game as well. Star Citizen's great, and I love the project. But at the moment, Star Citizen is not a fully fleshed out game. It's an alpha project. It's a mixture of tech demos and tests and stuff. 3.0 is going to be a lot better for it because you can actually see from patch to patch what your testing has accomplished, I suppose, and you can see the actual building blocks of the game being built up there. In 3.0, we will get realistic storms and dust storms and lightning storms on planets. I'm not sure entirely of the weather effects and stuff like that in 3.0. There are definitely going to be cool realistic effects and dust and things like that, and you'll certainly be able to see that a planet is icy or a planet is deserty or like Daymar compared to Selene and that sort of stuff. I'm not sure if we're going to be having the full weather effects that they wanted to. We'll have to wait and see for when 3.0 actually goes live. If it's not in 3.0, then it will be in 3.1. Is there any word on the freelancer miss? So the miss and the DUR are being worked on, I believe now, I think. Do you think they've pushed the Carrack aside due to the scale of the current universe? No, the Carrack is actually in full production at the moment. It was last week they announced it. It might have been kind of pushed back a little bit in general. That's why they didn't go for it now. But the larger ships are all being worked on. 2018, I suspect we will see most of the ships that they have announced flight ready. Even the big fuckers. Yeah, so, yeah, those things that they showed on the graph, they're not 100% accurate. I do think Disco might have been a little bit overly cautious by saying that the start and end dates might be anywhere. The start dates might be anywhere in those windows. But they're the planned, very roughly planned, this is when we should be working on this. It's not 100% accurate at all. Do you think they will implement voice control simulator to voice attack? Sorry, isn't that what voice attack is? I don't understand what you mean. Do you mean the ability to change your voice? Because it's basically do that externally anyway. Do that for in Star Citizen. I think a lot of people will. With the voiceover IP and faceover IP, I could play a black woman, and I could be very sassy if I wanted to be, and I could have a voice changer, I suppose. Why not? Can we expect a large variety of flyable ships in 3.0? So, in 3.0, you are having all the ships that are currently flyable in 2.6.3. You're getting an Aurora rework, a Cutlass Black rework. I suppose you're having some other ships that got light reworks as well, like the Gladius, like the Vanguard, like the Sabre. But new ships you're getting, I suppose the Cutlass Black is kind of a new ship because it's been reworked so hard, is the Nox, the Urza, the Dragonfly, the Prospector, the Constellation Aquila. I don't think I missed any there. What's the total playtime we can expect from 3.0? So, I would expect the total playtime for someone that gets bored easily, probably 50 to 60 hours. For people that are quite happy exploring planets, hundreds of hours. So if you enjoy flying around planets and exploring and looking at outposts and going, oh pretty, and mapping stuff that is very pretty, but isn't necessarily full of active gameplay, then yeah, hundreds of hours. We don't have ground combat NPCs, stuff like that, things like that, and those kind of find missions where you go, oh, I've just found a mission because I'm running around on the ground. They're going to give the gameplay for Beyond 3.0 a huge amount more tangible hours of gameplay, and we just don't have that in 3.0. So 3.0 is great, and it's going to be loads more gameplay than we've had previously, but if you get bored easily and you think stuff's repetitive, because, you know, the missions, we have quite a few different types of mission, and then there's going to be loads of variants on that, but you can only pay like 30 hours of that before you go, yeah, I've done all these missions. I mean, they are different every time, but I've done them all. There's loads of stuff you're about to do with the right groups of people as well. So, I mean, you definitely get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours if you've got the right org or the right PvP stuff going on, or want to do some cool stuff. 3.0 is great. There's some amazing things with it, but it's not a sit down and play game like Eve or Elite Dangerous or something. They are fully fleshed out and released games, and I just want people to understand that. For me, it's got thousands of hours of gameplay and content creation in. What is the current status of procedural planet tech? I don't know how to answer that, other than significantly better than what we've currently seen. They've been working on loads more biomes and that sort of stuff. Every kind of like week they make improvements to that procedural planet tech. Obviously we've only got moons in 3.0, but we will start to get planets from 3.1, I believe, onwards. How long will it be until full planets with populations are available? I don't know. Because what we're talking about there, I suppose, is procedural cities and stuff. I don't know. I don't know how far along they are with procedural cities. I do know they've been working on procedural cities, and it's obviously going to be slightly akin to their outpost creation as well. We'll see ground combat NPCs, I suppose, in 3.1 and 3.2. I suppose from 3.2 onwards, it's likely that we'll see much more fleshed out zones and things around planets. That's my expectation. That's procedural planet tech. I just sort of talked about that. To secure a ship like the Nox. So you land it like you would land on a landing pad. And it's like the cargo will think it's a landing pad. I believe that's the way they're going for. Or like that could change. That's the way they currently want you to kind of go. Oh, I'm landing and I'm in my cargo zone, beep, and it's green area, and you can see that it's safe. Yeah. Oh, like capital ships. Once we get 2 in game in engine that can fight with fighter support, then they're going to add them to the game for everyone. That's the idea. It's not dependent on Squadron 42 or anything. They will literally add them when they can. Any ideas when we will see the Polaris going into production? No. I would expect it in 2018, though. End of 2018, I'd expect to see the Polaris. Do you think we'll see jump points at CitizenCon? Well, possibly now, because of CitizenCon being about new worlds and new systems and stuff. So quite possibly we will see what they've got for jump point tech. I'm hoping that we see interdiction, base building, new biomes, aliens, animals, stuff like that. Do you think they will have rideable wildlife eventually, like sandworms in June? I don't think we will see rideable animals, just because I haven't seen or heard of any animations, because they would mocap that stuff. I haven't heard them doing anything like that. Maybe in the future, but I do think it will just have rideable vehicles and things. Potentially we could have rideable animals, I just think it's unlikely. Are you sure the schedule beyond 3.0 is updated regularly? So the end of year timeline is, you see, because the date changes on the actual graph PNG when they upload it. So yeah, that's not 100% accurate, this graph at all. Like, it's sort of very rough estimates of when they were planning to do stuff as well. So it is updated. I'm just not sure how accurately and when. How do you secure a small ship like the Nox and big ship? We talked about that. What are your thoughts on whether CIG should release 3.0 Evocati patch notes? Well, I am in the... I very much like more information for all. I'm not a massive fan of leaks or anything, but I do think that stuff like that shouldn't be a leak, but CIG should probably go, yeah, release the patch notes. Yeah, let's talk more about what the Evocati are testing, kind of from week to week. Because why not? Why not go, this is what the Evocati are doing? Ah, yeah, you can lock your ship. So you literally can go, I am locking this ship from your captain's chair. Go lock the ship. All the external doors will be locked, and the only way other people can then get in is by blowing the doors up, and that's the way that we'll have breaching. I'm expecting to see procedural cities at CitizenCon. They haven't been showing anything in ATV about them, and they've been very hush hush about them. And I know they've been working on them. I just don't know how far they've got with them. There's no expected release date for 3.0. It could be weeks, it could be months. I'm expecting within the next 8 weeks a wider PTU. I know that's very rough. We'll find out more every Friday, every Thursday, every Friday with the burn down on the schedule report. But I can't be more accurate than that because I have no fucking clue. Yes, they will fix the falling animations. They are working on that sort of stuff. So you're not going to be just going woo as you fall, like they did in the Gamescom demo. The game changer could be any price from $350 all the way up to like $1,000, I suppose. Oh my god. Thanks, Bright. Bear with me. There we go. There we go. Wow. What a nice man. My only hope is that I can sip on a Harry Roberts cocktail sometime. How's that a question? With faceware, do you think we'll get head-tracked searchlights on ships? So you can see things like debris. Oh, we're obviously going to have movable searchlights, I assume. Maybe? I suppose if they're on a turret, then you could have them head-tracked. It'd be interesting. I don't know. What about pets? Suspect that we will see pets at some point because it was one of the last stretch goals, if not the last stretch goal. I suspect as well that the first iteration of pets will be more hanger flary before becoming anything else. Pets will be an interesting one to do, but they might even become like things that you put on your armor. An attachment point for a pet to have like a monkey around your shoulder or something. But I don't know what form they're going to take. I do hope that we are able to capture aliens. I do hope that we are able to go big game hunting on planets. Do you think Star Citizen should fully support force feedback motion simulators and steering wheels? I think that they're looking at that sort of things. I'm not sure what will be natively supported. You'll certainly be able to bodge stuff to work with it, but Star Citizen wants to push the boundaries with the immersion stuff, so I suspect that it'll work with most VR headsets and a lot of those like motion simulators and force feedback stuff. Even the big hierarchy ones. With all the bugs coming up all the time in Evocati, when will it be enough? They're always going to find more bugs if it continues. So the idea is that it'll go to PTU once they've got a more stable playable build. There's always going to be bugs. Well, maybe not so many in the live version, but the developers branch has like tens of thousands of bugs potentially, or thousands of bugs or whatever. And they don't need to fix them all. They just need to fix the ones that prevent gameplay and that are stressful and everything. So yeah, it's not a. They're always going to find more bugs. They're always going to find more things that they can fix and polish. But they do say enough's enough with a lot of the stuff, especially with Aaron behind a lot of the wheels there, going no, let's push this out. Let's do this. This is what we need to do. So I appreciate Aaron's role in that. Yeah, don't expect them to constantly just go no. They do always say that quality trumps schedules, so bear that in mind. CIG do have quite a bad reputation for delaying stuff because they want to make it look better and then adding more things. So I love Star Citizen warts and all, but it is stressful when it comes to just seeing a weird money
I'm
amount.
going to buy so many spaceships.
Oh shit, son.
Oh, hi.
Aventador, I fucking love your face. So Aventador is from the Matadors organisation, who are, I mean, they're non-dickish pirates. I mean, I suppose that's slightly dickish, but they're non-like super murder PvP pirates. And we are going to be starting my organisation spotlight again, probably next week or the week after. And we're going to be looking at organisations for various gameplay in 3.0 and beyond. And it's going to be all the sides of the coins. It's going to be people that are evil dick pirates, to nice pirates, to people operating outside the law, to lawful good people, to miners, to whatever. And the idea with the series is to help organisations get players, but also help players find the organisation that's right for them. Because I think, because we talked about lone dogs and lone wolves, or what? Lone wolves earlier. It starts as, and you can probably play it entirely as a lone wolf if you want to. But I think a lot of the gameplay you will miss out on by not being part of an org. And finding the right org for your gameplay style and the right friends and everything is a massive, massive effect on your gameplay experience for the entire lifetime of Star Citizen. So finding those right orgs and everything is important. And thank you for the fucking $100 as well, bro. He helped me kickstart my the people wanted the organisation spotlight again. So anytime people want to pay me money and help me with content, you're more than welcome. Pew, pew. Thank you, like genuinely. What do you think the Banu Merchantman is meant to transport and trade with? Well, it's supposed to be a floating bazaar is the idea. So rather than being a traditional cargo hauler, although I suspect it can do cargo hauling as well, it's supposed to have like loads of random like ships and one-off things and spices and stuff, and then go to like mining colonies or backwater colonies and then trade with everyone there, because they have lots of like unique curios and things. I think that's like the in-law stuff. I'm not sure how that's going to play out in-game. I mean, maybe there's like some sort of hype and wow factor, and then you can sell like effectively like you would sell marbles to African or Native American tribes or whatever, because they go, oh, shiny, and you go, oh yes, these marbles are really expensive, and like chocolate and things used to sell, and so maybe yeah, you can sell stuff that is effectively significantly cheaper elsewhere in the verse at really high prices. Big game hunting. I think that other type of hunting might not be appropriate. Is that a picture?
I'm gonna buy so many spaceships.
Keen for some already. Lel, gimme contents board.
I love you, Aventador. You're the fucking best. I don't even have a donation goal up. I'm sorry, Rip Ears as well. Thank you for the money. I love your face. It's very much appreciated. I mean, when we do that interview of the Aventadors and the organisation spotlight, just bear in mind I might be biased slightly by the amount he schmoozed me. Thank you very much, Aventador. Seriously, much appreciated. I hope to see you at some events as well. I'm hoping that CIG start to significantly better support events in Australia. Thank you very much, Mike. Fucking thank you for the sub, you fucking legend. I'm hoping that they start to support Asian and Australian events a lot more, and that next year, 100%, I will be travelling to as many events as I can get to that obviously make sense to go to. I'm not going to fucking go, well, I'm not doing any YouTube content this week because I'm fucking off to Australia for a bar citizen. But I want to go to as many events as I can that make sense, and start doing light vlogs, meeting people, and filming that sort of stuff as well. Because Star Citizen community is why I make a lot of my content, because I fucking love it. It makes me a good amount of money on the YouTubes, but it's just fun to do. Like, the amount of people you meet, yeah, it's awesome. When do you expect to see the alien species in patches, or not until after Squadron 42? Are you talking about, like, xenomorphs and stuff? They've talked about that as, like, possible you might find derelict ship and the xenomorphy type things might be there. I'm suspecting to probably see that sort of stuff before release of the full PU, but I don't know when. After Squadron 42, I'd expect. Or if you're talking about actual aliens like the Banu and Xi'an and stuff, we probably will see them in Squadron 42 vandal everything properly before we see them in Star Citizen. That's my expectation with that. Oh. With the private server stretch goal being reached and passed, yet they are going to have private servers and they are going to have modding tools. Don't expect that sort of stuff until after Star Citizen's full release, though. That's the sort of thing that they will do, but it will be years. It'll be a long time. Hello! I am an Evocati member. I will, if there's any Evocati questions, I will try and answer them as best as I can. Obviously, I won't break NDA, but I will talk in sweeping generalisations and stuff that we already know about the Evocati, and I answer if I can. Could a Nox jump over an Urza in the Gamescom demo? Yeah, there was some bugs and stuff as well. The Nox could kind of semi-fly, and like if it hit something weirdly, it would spin off. So yes, it could definitely jump over an Urza in the Gamescom demo. When do you expect to start seeing a species of the P? We talked about that. After Squadron 42, I suspect we'll start to see alien NPCs. At CitizenCon, because they are talking about animation and body movement of aliens and humans, I'm assuming, we might see stuff like that there. Will game mechanics be released more simultaneously with ships going forward? Yeah, so more so that they've got Alpha 3.0 represents the literal foundation of the game, and then every game mechanic is then built up from that. Everything we've had previously, a load of the component pieces will be used for 3.0, but you need to see 3.0 as its own beast, which is literally the start, the actual foundation, the frame coming up of the game. So yes, because of that, you're going to see more mechanics released quicker. Some mechanics might be released at the same time as others, but yeah, repair. Well, for 3.1, we're definitely getting mining, but we're probably going to see salvage, repair, and medical stuff very soon afterwards as well. Do you think ginger guns should be animated in game? I don't know what that means. I think that they'd have no soul. Do you think we will have screenshots that we can render calls in ships like Star Trek? Screens. Oh yeah. So literally the view screen and stuff. So we're gonna have render to texture and the secondary viewpoint tech that they've got will allow cameras to record what we're doing and what our characters are doing. So we're about to talk to a camera like I'm talking to a camera now, and our character will do that. So yeah, we could have view screens and ships. I mean, that's probably a thing.
Hey BoredGamer, what do you think about the concept of Crusader flying Sky City from Crusader Industries? Have good weekend. Take care.
Thank you very much. I will have a good weekend. Let me see. I've got those. Bear with me. I've got those screenshots somewhere of the Cloud City. State modified. Where do I have them? Bear with me 1 second, guys. Someone just asked a question about Crusader. I have screenshots of Crusader somewhere. Bear with me. I think Zufro sent them to me, actually. That's a good point. Save. These are my main storage drive. They are in my main storage. So all my drives have been renamed and shit, and my half a terabyte SSD's broken, although it might not actually be properly broken. So let us go here. So these are some pictures of the concepts for Crusader, the Cloud City stuff. I do suspect it's going to be pretty similar to this. Where's the other one that was really cool? So this one? Yes. So this is like the kind of concept, like a round, kind of like garden on the top, and then shops and stuff, and social areas in the inside. I think they're cool. I suspect that it's just going to be these floating above. Awesome cloud tech. But I don't know much about it, to be honest. We might see some cool stuff about it at CitizenCon. We might not. Alright, bear with me. So, Some people are finding hidden emotes. Where do you find these hidden emotes? They're not supposed to be on the channel yet. Oh. The avocado one needs some work. I'll sort that out in a minute.
I am going to buy so many spaceships.
For fuck's sake, Aventador.
Guys, W4RBOT is attempting to hold down SPKI must go into EEECHMA lesson Matadors. Corporation out. Much love to you all.
The woman reading that didn't make any sense, but you sent me $300. Thank you very much. I love your face. Oh my Jesus Christ, Aventador. I love you. You're the best. He's giving me $500 in the stream because he's mad. Thank you. I love you. Yeah, we'll go check out Matador's. I'm gonna have to link his org. I'm sorry, it's a sellout, mate. If people give me $500, I will fucking sell out. Yeah, that's CIG. I will fucking sell out. Okay. Is their org website? Check them out. They're not like dickhead pirates. They're it's just guys chatting to them. They are more like extortion pirates, mafia. But we'll talk about them properly later, because I do think that piracy is a really important part of Star Citizen. There are going to be dickhead pirates, which are what some people see as griefing, or griefers, but they're not. So there's griefers, who are their own separate being of, I want an emotional response, I'm a troll, I'm going to fuck you over, it doesn't matter if it fucks me over as well. There's dickhead pirates, who are PvP orientated, who will kill you rather than make money. That's annoying, because it shows no motivation other than they just want to be dicks. Oh no, I'll pay you a load of money that's worth more than destroying my ship. No, I'm just gonna kill you. Lol, lol, lol. That's dickhead pirate. Then you've got like piracy for, well, I want to make money. Yeah, you want to pay me? Great. I'll leave you alone. See you later. You've got more extortion pirates, which will be like, oh mate, you're not supposed to be mining here. This is our zone. Oh no. What we're gonna do is you're gonna have to pay us, but then we'll escort you. And like escort them around, and if anyone else tries to give them trouble, they might fight them off as well. And you might actually be able to be friendly with those pirates and go, well, cool, take a percentage of my money, don't kill me. And you might be able to get around them as well, like just try and like, well, if I mine here and they don't notice me, I might be able to get away with it. But if they do see me, then I have to pay them. So, and then you've got all the other types as well in between. You've got like people that are just a little bit outlawy and people that are casual pirates. The problem is that like with 3.0 and previous to that, a lot of people are, yeah, I'm going to be lawful good. But there'll be a weekend pirate as well. They'll be like, no one's here. I can just murder this guy. And it's just like, there's no repercussions yet. So once we have proper reputations, once we have big repercussions for being a pirate, once there's good risk reward, so piracy makes sense if you do it right, but is really bad if you do it wrong, then I think we're going to have some good gameplay there. And it's important gameplay for people, and you'll be able to avoid piracy and PvP to a large extent in the game. You're not going to be able to 100% avoid it, but you'll be able to stay in safe systems. You'll be able to stay in secure systems. Lots of pirates won't be able to get into certain systems because they'll just get immediately blown up by the EVE and stuff. So just remember that there's going to be catering for all types of gameplay. Yes, the bounty merchantman should be able to hold like dragonflies and that sort of shit. We don't know the actual size of the doors, but expect a reasonable size. So at least for snubs and like the bikes and things. Has anything been said about the Evocati bug count? The last thing we heard that was official was they got 23 bugs for shopping and cargo that they're currently working on, as well as some core gameplay and some performance issues. But that's what they're currently focused on for the Evocati and what they're moving into. So this is the Matador's website. Anyone that, yeah, you know, we'll be checking them out in a video very soon. And then if anyone else has an organisation that they want me to look at, feel free to message me. There is a fuck ton on the list, but what I'll do is after there's like 3 or 4 I'd want to do first. After doing them as organisation spotlight, then I'll move on to like a more random way, or go, well, I've done a video on mining this week, so it makes sense for me to have mining as an org. But I'd like them to be, if anyone has an org, I'd like them to be active in 3.0. They have to be friendly to new players. That sort of stuff, so just be aware of that. But it will be an interview I'll do research into your org and do a little piece before the interview that you won't see. It will talk about what players this is for, how many players they've got, what languages they speak, gameplay, do they have, what are the requirements of joining, is there a period of time before you can join or whatever, like a probation period, and then I'll have an interview with one of the org leaders or the actual owner, and go through some questions, and hopefully the idea there is to give you an idea of where the org stands and if it's right for you. That's the idea. I think it's important with 3.0 coming out as well. But anyway. I consider Pitchfork an org, and I will be doing more on I don't need people to say do Pitchfork, because we will cover Pitchfork in a separate thing. Pitchfork's kind of like an affiliate org anyway, so it's not an official org. Well, it is an official org, but it's for Operation Pitchfork. Operation Pitchfork is going to be this big kind of beta event that, when the game is fleshed out, just before release is the idea, as many pilots as possible will stress test CIG servers by attacking Vandal space in a coordinated attack, and see if we can change the lore of the game, see if we can actually push any Vandal back, or see if we will get wiped or whatever. But big fleet battles, that's the idea of it. Insurance in-game will always be with in-game money, not real monies, so don't worry about that. And you've got to have a long time. So when the game goes live, I think ships will have at least 3 months insurance each, and then there will be a minor amount of money to insure them in-game. Lifetime insurance and insurance in general, that's like statutory or comes with the ships or whatever, is just for the hulls. So you will have to, any upgrades or anything you will have to replace or insure separately. But in 3.0 there is only one type of insurance which every ship has, which is the basically lifetime hull insurance. Doesn't matter what your package is or whatever, it's lifetime hull insurance for 3.0. No information on new Hornet models other than the Hornet has been updated to the latest version of the Hornet for everyone anyway. There's been some light modelling work, there's been updated all the materials and everything. That's the Hornet, I believe, that's in game currently. There's not going to be a like 2947, whatever, the new range of Hornets until later. It's the stream's dicer, god damn it! I had the wrong fucking thing clicked down. Look, okay, nothing's labelled properly, I'm sorry. We're ironing out the kinks. Fuck. Fuck you, Michael. Oh, shit. Will we be able to purchase alien capital ships? Probably. You'll have to have them modified, some of them, for human use. They haven't talked too much about alien capital ships. We're probably not going to be able to purchase them with real-life money. It'll probably be something you'll be able to get in-game, so you'll be able to buy them off other players or capture them. So insurance will cover the stock weapons and items on a ship, but it won't cover any changes and upgrades. I haven't heard much about the Genesis lately, unfortunately. It's one of the ships that's, I think, is going to be worked on much later, like the Redeemer. I think it's low priority for them, because there's like, obviously they want to get the science gameplay and exploration gameplay and all stuff done first. And then they'll move on to the VIP and people transport and Redeemer and things like that. So just bear that in mind. I will, when we know more about the Genesis stuff, I will say. Do you think that in the long run we'll be able to repair Derek's ships to the point that they're flyable again? Some ships, yes. I think some ships, like they've talked about Bengal carriers, there will be some disabled ones that people will be able to repair and get to a working state, or be able to take back to a dry dock and get them to a working state. So yes, I'm not sure exactly how that gameplay is going to flesh out, but that's the intention. But some are just going to be destroyed and they're just salvage. As an expert of exploration, have CIG talked about studying the ecology of different worlds and biomes? I'm not sure if in what sense you mean. They've definitely done that. They've got scientists and experts that they liaise with. Obviously, they are going for fun and gameplay over realism, but they do want a lot of realism in their game. But yeah, fun and gameplay always trumps that. So yeah, they're going to have loads of different types of worlds and biomes. Then we're going to see acid planets. We're going to see volcano fire planets, we're going to see frosty places, we're going to see loads of jungles. Anything you can think of is probably going to be done by CIG. The only thing that may take longer, and that may not be done in the shorter term or for the release, is like huge. Well, I suppose they probably will do water planets. I'm thinking huge volumes of liquids and stuff that we haven't really seen much of. I suspect that that's harder to do, like moving lava, moving water, rivers and things, because they want high fidelity, and we haven't seen any of their liquidy stuff yet. So, I have not. So, with the unique stuff and derelicts and Easter eggs, I suspect that they probably won't be in Evocati builds even, or possibly not even in PTU builds. Save them for live, so that because otherwise people will go like, oh, people have found all the cool stuff, the Easter eggs, and they posted it all over Reddit. So I suspect Luke Presley, because I was talking to him about this a while ago, I suspect they will put that in the live builds, but not in the PTU builds. And so no, I have not personally visited Derelict in 3.0, the unique Derelict, so I don't know what it is. There's a lot of questions coming in, so bear with me. If you buy stuff with UEC now, such as weapons in 3.0, will you lose? Yes, you'll lose them when your ship's destroyed in 3.0. Yeah. Without for UEC. If you bought them with UEC on the shop, or you own them with real money, then you won't lose them. You'll be able to just put them back on your ship. Are you also hoping that they'll have some cool alien tech in Squadron 42 or the Persistent Universe, where a player needs to interface physically, like a neural link to control? Maybe, yeah. And there's loads of cool stuff they could potentially do that I haven't really thought about. I suspect there might be, like, Kurthak, maybe a neural links. You jam a fucking pin into your head. Oh my god. But probably not going to work with a human brain. So yeah, I like the idea of ships that we're not particularly suited to fly when we're capturing them, that we have to maybe try and fly, or tractor beam or whatever. So what's happening with the Redeemer? So the Redeemer, I think, needs to go to a second phase concept. It's a ship that's built that hasn't been made for Item System 2.0 or anything like that, so they have to reconcept it and redo it. The Vanguard Hoplite took a load of its role from it for Squadron 42, because originally the Redeemer wanted to be used for Squadron 42, but the Vanguard Hoplite is now used in its place, I believe. It's a ship that's low priority, and CIG will get around to doing it, but it's going to be a while. Do you think we'll be able to control individual engines? Yes, I do. Eventually, I do think we'll be able to. Board, do you think you will make it to CitizenCon or not? I do not know. I mean, it's 50-50 kind of. It's I might be needed, I might not. I've been told I might be needed here, so I don't know. Everything's paid for, everything's ready though. So hoping to go. I mean, one of the worries, I think, is that I'd be stuck in an airport coming back from Frankfurt or something. Oh, there's a helicopter going over my house. Will there be proper melee mechanics implemented in the future, or just hit him with your guns? So there's going to be takedowns, and there's going to be melee to some extent. We just don't know exactly how that's going to be fleshed out. Is it going to be blocking? Is it going to be hitting people? Is it going to be about to fucking use your nunchucks and kung fu, motherfucker? I don't know. I don't know if CIG entirely know exactly how they want to do it, because they'll try stuff and see if it works. The planet with the trees they showed in CitizenCon 2016, will it be in 3.0? No, that's Lear 3. That is a full planet. In 3.0, we are getting 3 moons, which is Selin, Yella, and Daymar. Daymar being like Mars. And we're also getting a planetoid, Delamar. We need your head in game, you have to go. I suspect there will be more events where they will bring the head scanning tech to. So CitizenCon's now become a fan fest, but I'm sure I will get the opportunity to have my head scanned at other times, if not at CitizenCon. But yes, I do. I'll have to shave though. I have to be clean shaven. Monsters. Yeah, I think Player Takedowns might actually be in. I'm not sure I'm doing that. That's it. I think Player Takedowns might be in Stormring. For 3.0. You'll have to wait and see. Do you think that CIG will hold on to their plans for character permadeath? Yes, but they will develop them more. I mean, they'll definitely evolve. They'll be light permadeath, so they want it to matter when you die. But they don't want you to just die and then it be over. So you'll have a fluffy amount of lives is the plan, where you'll keep on respawning in hospitals until you don't. Until I go, well, you've died like 12 times, you're dead. But you might be able to refresh those lives in other ways. You might be able to get insurance and things. But it's not going to be hard death. It's going to be a light death where you can basically send all your items and stuff to a new character. You might lose some reputation, you might lose some money, but it's not going to be like the end of the world. Will we get spaceship compasses? Probably. There'll be lots of different modules and things that you can set your mobi-glass up with and your ship up with. Any news on underground caves? Not really. I suspect we're getting them at some point. I just don't know when. What do you think about character slots? What point do you think character slots will start being sold? And will there be a cap on how many? I don't know. I don't know about that. I know that you can have multiple character slots for having game packages. I think that's the intention. But I don't know when they're going to start selling character slots or if they're going to. I'm not sure if there's going to be a cap. There probably will be a cap, but it might be so high that it's irrelevant. But you can always just start another account, can you? Does 3.0 have GPS-style system where you can rendezvous with other people at random or remote locations? It has a better map system, but not the full map system, and we don't have service beacons or nav beacons yet. So nav beacons and service beacons will allow you to see very much so where other players are and where you want to rendezvous and stuff like that. Obviously, there's the party system and stuff, and getting onto other people's ships will allow you to see where their ship is, stuff like that. So you will be able to coordinate, just not the best in 3.0. Better than what we've got now. It's not full GPS and mapping and locations and shit, which is important, which we do need, which I hope they do soon. Do you see other railguns or large super weapons being added to other ships? Yeah, definitely. There's going to be fucking huge guns. There'll be huge ship-destroying guns. What future patch are you most excited for and why? I mean, in the short term it's 3.0, but we don't know what patches at the moment are going to have what mechanics is the issue. So they need to update the roadmap, and they need to update the website, and they need to update a load of stuff, and then start more accurately informing us where mechanics they kind of fall. So mining we know is in 3.1, but where is salvage, where is repair, where is science, where is exploration, all that sort of stuff. And just tell us what patches you think they're going to be in, which they have in the past, and they scrapped it, and then tell us what the plans are for that. They can keep on changing, it's all good. We know that it's all plans and schedules that they're internal, that change all the time, that stuff might get moved to an earlier patch, stuff might get delayed and pushed to another one. We're all mature enough that we can deal with that. I want them to tell us more. CIG should pay me money, I agree. But they don't, and if they did try to at this stage, I would deny it, unfortunately. I would go, no, I do not want that money, go fuck off your money. I'd have to. Because, you know, it's my channel, and I need to be seen as being impartial. I'm a massive Star Citizen fanboy. That's not going to change, but I'm never going to be fucking paid by CIG. Or if they ever gift me anything like ships or something for a giveaway, I will fully divulge that information. I am sponsored by Oculus, for example. But I think it's important to say. I hope it wouldn't change my channel if I was sponsored or paid by CIG, but we're never getting into that position. The only thing I've ever taken from them is a teacup. Is it worth buying some ship weapons with real money, or is it best to use rec? It's best to use rec. 100% of the stage. Those weapons are going to get balanced and changed. You'll be able to buy those ship weapons in-game with Alpha UBC in 3.0. Ship weapons and systems, 3.0, we're going to be able to buy them. But yeah, you can rent them for rec at the moment. Don't buy them with UBC. That's really advising against that. How will space combat work with javelins and idrises and fighters? Will they be in one area? Yes, eventually they will all be in one area. We saw some of that at the Gamescom demo, but obviously it was quite rough and on a LAN, basically. And there was 6v6 in each, 6 crewmen in each of the Idris that were fighting, and then like I think 3 fighters on each side. But obviously we want that multiplayer. What's your opinion on space trails from the engines seen? I think if they're made subtle enough, that they're fine. But they need to be slightly subtle. This to be very, very slight, very just there, but not too glary or anything. Not Eves have got quite. I mean, they're quite obvious, and it's part of the aesthetic with Eve. With this, it just wants to be. Do you expect you and Twerk will both recluse yourselves from the Redacted podcast for the entire duration of 3.0 to Evocati? No, I mean, I think Twerk's a lot more worried about breaking NDAs and stuff than I am. I'm much more understanding what I'm allowed to say and not say. I mean, we just don't talk about the patches. We just get a load of questions about the Evocati stuff. Sometimes Saurus will want to talk about leaks, like he did last time, I'm assuming. And if they want to talk specifically about leaks, me and Twerk will probably try and avoid those ones, because it's kind of just a bit dickish for us to go like, well, if we talk about them, we kind of say, well, yeah, they're real or whatever, but we don't want to do shit like that. I am always up for more information for everyone, whether it be leaks, warts and all, whatever. Good stuff about Star Citizen, bad stuff about Star Citizen. I do think more information is pretty much always better, as long as you're mature enough to assimilate that information and not be a cock about it. And go, well, there's lots of different viewpoints on this matter. I'm going to make my own decision. Cool, great, good fucking go team. It's obviously a juxtapose that I don't think people should leak the information in the first place. But, you know. Do we have more info yet on how reputation will affect multiple characters on the same account? No, we don't know. Will there be a new Squadron 42 info soon? I suspect we might get a little bit of information about Squadron 42 at CitizenCon, but the latest Squadron 42 information is that at the at the holiday livestream in December, that's going to be the focus of that holiday livestream. And we should see Squadron 42 at that time go to the productions report, schedule report. They didn't say that 100%, but they implied that. And we will hopefully see the vertical slice then as well, and they heavily implied that. I'm assuming it's the vertical slice they were talking about, but we'll see Squadron 42 gameplay. So expect 2018 release now for Squadron 42, but expect to see loads of information about it in December. I'm currently busy with modelling the mobiGlas. Do you think we'll see manufacturers... We'll probably see lots of different variants of the mobiGlas. It's going to be the Explorer one and everything. I think mobiGlas is sort of like more of a brand in itself. Maybe we might see other manufacturers definitely see different types. There will be lootable items to find on missions. Loot boxes is not the term I'd use because that's a different thing, but there will be lootable items. There will be stuff that is not mission related that you can find that is extra to a mission. There will also be mission rewards separate to that. So you'll be able to find like, oh, what the fuck's this box? Cool, let's take it back to the ship. It was a bomb. No, it was weapons, or it was rum or whatever. We both get coordinates from the map. I'm not sure of the extent of what the live build for 3.0 will have in forms of map for giving coordinates and accepting them, and what we have for planetary gameplay, or whether or not that's coming in 3.1 rather than 3.0. There's definitely a better map system. I'm not sure about the sharing of coordinates on that, because then you wouldn't need nav beacons either. The repair system mechanic for 3.0... I'm sorry, that the repair system mechanic of 3.0 is the same we'll use for repair other ship with Crucible. I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer the question or how to read it. Do you think there will be another concept before CitizenCon? No. I think CitizenCon will be the next concept sale, and it will be the Game Changer, which is a cool ship, maybe. Would you play a minified version of Star Citizen? What do you mean? Like a tiny little monitor? Should CIG allow orgs to give org icon images to put in game to customize their ship and clothing at a fee instead of a bullshit microtransaction? Maybe? I don't know. I'm happy for custom decals and CIG-made skins for ships to be sold for real money. I'm happy with that. I do, however, want us to be able to have a selection of decals available to us and the ability to paint our ships all with in-game money. I don't want to have to spend real-life money on that. And that is what I will push for. So the Explorer model is just going to... It might look a bit different, but it's going to contain information, a load of extra information in a database. Like some of it's going to be filled out for you, so you'll be able to go, there's loads more lore in this Moby class. But it might have a different look as well. Ships coming out with 3.0. Everything for that's also in 2.6.3, as well as the reworked Aurora, the reworked Cutlass. Obviously, the Gladius has had a little bit of rework as well. The cockpits for the Vanguard and the Sabre. New ships, Prospector, Constellation Aquila, Urza Rover, Nox, and Dragonfly. Will there be plants or animals in some form in some of the moons? There's only going to be some plants and stuff. I saw some on these planets and things, these moons. I'm not sure if we're going to see any animals. In fact, I very much doubt it in 3.0. Oh my god, I want a fucking cup of tea. We'll be able to earn Rec in the PTU. No, you'll be able to earn Alpha UEC in the PTU. You probably... No, you won't be able to earn Rec, I don't think. Do you think we will see swords or even lightsabers? We'll probably see some melee weapons. Bored, have you had anything about getting more mass? What are you saying? They're very light at the moment. Oh, you're talking about more mass, more weight to them when gravity affects them. I think CIG are working on it. Well, I know they're working on it. I just don't know what way they're working on it to. I will always push for gravity and atmospheric flight to be more weighty and to be more brutal, and to be flying more like jets and planes do. Just even if it's just a bit more like that, and it feels a lot different, and you can feel the weight. So. As a pirate player, does 3.0 open any doors for ships capturing... Pirate player, does 3.0 open any doors for capturing ships without destroying the ship? Yes, Mr. J. So you can literally blow up doors now. You can go up to a ship and blow open the door and go into the ship and board it. That's what 3.0 is going to allow you to do. So people are going to be able to lock the ships, but the external ship doors will be locked. You'll be able to shoot them off. Game changer talk. What do you think the chances that the ship has something to do with being... Oh, I don't think it's going to be a medical upgrade ship. Sort of the ships that might be able to do stuff like that would be like the Hope Hospital class Endeavour. Stuff like that. You might be able to have some form of, even if it's just aesthetic, like upgrades and things like that. What inspired you to devote your time to Star Citizen? It was a game that I liked, I was interested in. It scratched all my itches. I get bored with games pretty quickly normally, and Star Citizen I kind of didn't, even the kind of phases that's in. I really enjoy the community. I think it's more than anything else. I love the community. I like being people knowing that I'm relatively well informed about it, and it's... When I started my YouTube career, there was a lot of things I potentially could get into. But Star Citizen was the one that kind of, I went, I fucking love this. This is great. I understand it. There's not too much to build on at the moment, and I can build up from week to week, understanding more and more about the game. And I've become sort of like a relatively big Star Citizen public figure now, which is fucking amazing. And I love the game. I love the idea of the game. And I like being able to be outside of CIG's kind of grasp as well, that I can cover the game and how I kind of want. It's annoying with NDAs when you go to studio tours. It's annoying with Evocati builds. I do want all of that information not to be NDA'd. It needs to be public, because I don't understand why it's NDA'd. It's like, it's not going to damage your fucking game. It's going to make more people more aware of what's happening with the game. Like, I don't understand it. But I love Star Citizen. I love the community. I love my community. Yeah, it's fucking great. That's why I love it. It's cool, and it allowed me to kind of build up and learn how to YouTube and stream as the game was growing. So it wasn't sort of like I'm jumping in with Overwatch, where they're a load of fucking super established pro streamers and YouTubers that are everything a lot better than me and have better voices than me. It's something that I've been able to build upon, and it's like that. It's pretty cool. We keep guessing about 4 to 8 weeks for full PTR release 3.0. Do you anticipate a few rounds of PTR to be sooner than that? I don't know. It's CIG have an odd. But I don't see the bigger picture when it comes to exactly what a big blocker is or not. Better netcode and more FPS in 3.0. There is significant improvements to the netcode and to performance. So potentially, yes. We won't know until the live build, but it should be significant. Should have more frames, should have better netcode, the servers are better, there's better use of multi-threading, there's better use of your GPU, there's significant improvements. But there could be bugs, there could be loads of shit in the meantime. So. Fuck off, obviously. Do you think once Star Citizen is released, you'll need to change your name to Not So BoredGamer? I mean, I'll still get bored at stuff. I'll move around and things. I'm always going to be a board gamer. I get it might be Salty Gamer. It might be Economy Gamer. No, it's I like the name Board Gamer. It's also eventually I want to do some board games on my channel, and I might split that off into Board Game Extra. Do you think we'll come closer to the beta after Alpha 3.0? I mean, we're coming closer to the beta every day. 3.0 will be almost certainly the most significant patch that Star Citizen ever produce, now or in the future, because it literally is the start of the foundation of the game. With CIG hinting at xenolinguistics for CitizenCon, do you think they will release the Vandal? Oh, the guides! So I think the dude that made Klingon's going to be there, probably giving a speech. It's probably going to be him. And potentially we could see language guides for Xi'an and Vandal. There might be some cool loot like that at CitizenCon for actual attendees. I think they want voxel asteroids. I think there might be nodes on the ground that might be destroyed that might be able to be respawned. I'm not 100% sure how they want to do mining and resource hunting. I mean, Star Citizen has massive open development. It's like the most open development of any game ever. And the devs are pretty active at answering your questions on the forums. They have the bar citizens, they have office tours, they show us week to week with ATV. So they are really open with their development. There's just some things that I wish that they also had, like the NDAs. I understand why they do them in some situations, because I would just have with the first Evocati build, like for the first week, have an NDA, just in case they've put something in that the inclusion tool has gone, oh shit, we've accidentally put in these Vandal ships and these stuff that's Squadron 42 or whatever. Oh, this isn't intended to go in here, and then drop the NDA, or at least talk significantly more about what the Evocati did. Release the Evocati notes, the patch notes, to everyone. I don't know. There's obviously reasons behind why they don't do that, but I do want more information for everyone, because people will find the leaks on the Reddit anyway. If you really want to know the patch notes, you go to the Reddit and you have a look at the patch notes, because people will link them. With all that, the Endeavour introduced to the game, farming, science, overclocking, that was new to Star Citizen. How will the game changer be different than the Endeavour? Different roles. So the Endeavour is science. The game changer is not necessarily science, but another important role. I do think the Endeavour, however, if it hadn't been announced, would be a game changer. Do you know what I mean? I think that the Endeavour effectively was a game changer because it added so much as well. Thank you very much, Tim. It's not a question. It's not a question. I love you. I love you too. Can we make some estimation on how many people will potentially be able to play at the same time on one server? For 3.0, 24 plus, we don't know. We won't know until potentially the end of the PTU. As many as possible. Eventually, that will be hundreds, probably pretty rapidly after 3.0. So I think by the end of 2018, we'll have at least like 64, maybe 128 people. And then they'll start working on server meshing to get servers breaking down zones, so that more servers are running in areas based on population. But we won't know exactly how that's going to work, I don't think, until a little bit later into the process. I expect lots of stuff to be done by 2019, and then a beta maybe in 2019. End of 2019, I'm expecting one. I do think that Chris Roberts does effectively delay the game a lot by having stuff having to be done perfect, the fidelity and stuff. But I do think that the other directors and like Aaron and stuff, they rein him back with a lot of things. And I do think that they are learning as a company, and I think they are being heavily influenced by the community. So although I do think Chris Roberts is a perfectionist, I think he's becoming less and less of a. I think he's starting to be a bit more reasonable as we move forward. But I do think that we are going to get quite a good game for it. It's just taking longer. Quality trumps schedules. It's so fucking annoying because I want to play this game last year. I want it to be released last year. I think we all do. With Squadron 42 and Star Citizen. But we also want a really fucking good game. So we just have to be reasonable and sensible about it. We will get Squadron 42 relatively soon. We were to play modules and be part of that Star Citizen project in the meantime, and our influences will change the way the direction of the game goes. They will change game balance and stuff before it's launched, which is amazing. People and communities don't normally get this amount of change and push in a game, especially like a AAA one, which is insane. But we just need to be reasonable with timeframes and expectations. And CIG, to an extent, need to make sure that they don't rework every ship 1,000 times. But I do think that other ships that get reworks will always be light reworks now, will almost always be light reworks. So, like the Mustang and the 300 series, they're going to get materials updates, they'll get some light modelling work. They're not going to be these huge Cutlass reworks that we've had before. And then going forward, ships will be updated for later standards, but they're not going to take months or anything. They might take a week of an artist's time. So, will characters be playable? Yep, but not in 3.0. I think female locomotion is planned for 3.1. Boop, 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 boop. Which ship that is planned for 2018, 2019 design development are you most looking forward to? Oh, there's loads. Banner Merchantman, the 890 Jump. I don't know if the Orion's actually planned for 2018, but I would expect it at the end of 2018, maybe? I think we'll see the Idris properly in game in 2018. Probably the Reclaimer, though. Like, the Reclaimer, I think we're going to get early 2018, if not before. No, probably early 2018. And it's my favourite ship, so I'm most looking forward to that. What's the chances of being able to land on a massive comet that travels through space and use it as a cab? Potentially. I mean, rotating and orbiting works. So yeah, you'll potentially be able to land on a comet or a meteor or whatever and travel on it as it orbits. In fact, that might be used for stealth and stuff. I can imagine Terrapins doing that to remain stealthy. Yeah, there's potentially going to be lots of different travel. I think on the Terra map that we saw, there was a tram. It goes around the top of the city. But yeah, you could potentially have underground stuff and underground trains and things on planets. They were making big roads we saw a while ago on ATV. Yeah, so I'm expecting to see lots of different stuff at CitizenCon. No Squadron 42 stuff, because that's kind of been announced for December now. Squadron 42, Vertical Slice, and probably Schedule Report in December for the holiday live stream. At CitizenCon, exploring new worlds, so we're going to see the Game Changer concept ship. We're going to see a load of like office story type stuff, where you'll get to see developers do stuff behind the scenes and new stuff they've been working on, and cool stuff when it comes to them creating weapons, creating ships, creating solar systems and planets, and planet editor stuff. A demo for 3.0, a more stable floor demo for people to play multiplayer together. And people get head scanned and stuff there as well. But they're going to have the guy that does Klingon, I believe, doing a linguistics talk about the Xi'an and that sort of stuff. We'll see stuff, hopefully, about aliens, about flora and fauna, new biomes and things for planets, base building, procedural cities is another one I want to hear. There's loads of stuff that could potentially be. Time for drinking water or cider. Oh my fucking cider. Go for cider! How awesome to use the item system 2.0. Item System 2.0 is a core feature of Star Citizen and has been essential for ages. I'm just glad they're getting it in and everything up to standard for 3.0. When bounty hunting being available. Technically, you could sort of do it in 3.0. Enforced bounty hunting, we'll actually probably see in 3.1, assuming they expand the reputation system by then, which I suspect they will. If not 3.2. It's going to be something that's coming relatively soon. Because basically all you need for bounty hunting is a player enforceable contract of, if you kill this person, I pay you this. There are racetracks in 3.0 on the moons. At least their intention is. Do you think they have a chance to... Do you think they have a chance to have a capital ship to carry mini Idris? I doubt it. I think the Retribution is the biggest ship, and I don't think it will be carrying Idris. What are you most excited about for 3.0? Just general gameplay, being able to make content on it. Exploration of planets is cool, missions are cool. There's lots of cool stuff. Just everything coming together, I suppose. It's the fact that it's the foundation of the game, not like an expanded tech demo. It's the game starting to come together. I don't know how many booths there are going to be at CitizenCon, but let me send you all the information that we currently have. Here you go, buddy. I'll put a document together as well with everything I can later today. Yeah, I suspect we will see more from Jax McCleary from Galactic Gear. So expect a reasonably big sale at CitizenCon, not just the Game Changer ship concept sale, but lots of other ships to go on sale. Also, anniversary sale a few weeks later in November. Expect to see ships go on sale as well then. We don't know how bounty hunting gameplay will work anymore. They had cryopods and stuff previously. We don't know if we stun the targets. We don't know if we chuck in the cells. We don't know. We don't know how it all works. Do you feel that any to-be design ship will change the way we play, moving away to single player and group player, like the Eclipse? I think that Star Citizen is about multiplayer gameplay more so than Lone Wolf gameplay, but I do think both are catered for. I'm not sure exactly how to answer that. Carry 4 Bengals. Yes. Any playable alien races in the future? Yeah, so after release they are planning to allow for alien races to be playable as playable characters. Just not don't expect it for release. Cool, AAA. Happy to, mate. Whereabouts are you? You in the Frankfurts? You in the Germanys? Oktoberfest. Yeah, I'm up for doing stuff like that. I'm up for travelling genuinely and going to see people and having bar citizens and things. Happy to crash at people's houses or hotels or whatever. How excited are you for the possibility of being able to customise atmosphere in individual rooms to accommodate different races? Yeah, so I think that's a cool, important thing. Like you have a special guest room for Bunny so he can take off his suit. I think it's really interesting if you're able to capture alien wildlife and plants and flora and fauna and stuff. That you have to have these special cells and areas for them to sell them and little pre-prepared environments. I think that's cool. It's going to be interesting gameplay. Is there any recent info about Intel deal partnership? No, so the latest thing we've heard is that Intel will be doing some form of promotion with Star Citizen at CitizenCon. They'll be releasing their new Optane drives, and they are optimized for Star Citizen. We don't know what that means, and we don't know exactly what the promotion entails. But Intel seem to be pretty partnered with Star Citizen now, which is good, because it shows that they are able to grab big sponsors. But I suppose when they've got like the backing of Amazon and that sort of stuff as well, but you'd expect that anyway. Have we tried Hellion? Yes. Yeah, they've got some good ideas, Hellion, definitely with their game. It's a bit like too erratically hands-on, and the ease to gameplay, the ease to access of it's quite hard because it's like, oh, it throws you at the deep end of the tutorial and stuff, which is fine, but I'm hoping Star Citizen is, when moving forward, and especially with like hint system and 3.0 and stuff, a lot easier to play, a lot more access to play without going, oh my fucking god, what button does this? Why can't I do this? Fuck you. What kind of gameplay will be shown at CitizenCon? We don't know. So the keynote presentation, so the presentation in the evening says, whether it's visiting a city you've never travelled to before, charting a star system newly discovered, or even battling on virtual planets in a sim, exploring new worlds can mean many different things to many different citizens. Our keynote address will strive to get at the heart of why exploring our universe is so important and how each of us can be a part of it. That is what the presentation is about. We don't know exactly what that means. That could be jump points, that could be new planets, that could be procedural cities, that could mean a lot of things. Yes, I do think we'll see a Road to CitizenCon vid, or at least a roundup of the year. video kind of thing. Potentially, Squadron 42, Chapter 3, could be us on a Retributionist crew, because it's being built in Episode 1, and it will appear in Episode 2 and 3, so maybe it gets destroyed in 3. Dun, dun, dun. Will the Cutlass Blue still be more dangerous than the black, as advertised? It should be. It should be more armoured, and generally just a bit better for combat. Thank you very much. I'm glad you love the bid. I've been trying to stroke it less today. Do you think CIG will sell a dedicated carrier ship? Maybe. So I've been thinking about civilian carriers and stuff. Obviously, you're going to have like the Hull E, which will be able to potentially carry some ships. But yeah, you could have a civilian carrier probably. Makes sense, doesn't it? Or a tow ship that they'll put in the future, because the Crucible started life as a tow ship and then evolved. How would you build Org v Org conflict? Space stations or territory capture? There's lots of stuff that you could potentially do. So you could have just very lucrative asteroid fields and that sort of things. Big salvage fields which respawn and things. Who knows? It's a hard one to say. Like, potentially you could have a line of conflict between the Xi'an and the Vandal or something, and then you just camp nearby and just go, well, I know they fight there all the time, and then I'm just going to salvage that. And that could be a point of contention where maybe you're about to build space stations or whatever. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I mean, it might just be all play on the force where you have to just blockade the gates yourself and things. But as I said, don't know. I think it's important to have Org v Org conflict. I think it's important to have territory captures to some extent, and space stations and bases and things to some extent. But I don't know how that is going to interact. I suspect that Eve's model for a lot of it will be used. Yes, it's a 240 gig and a 480 gig octane drive for showing
spaceships.
You top lad BoredGamer, you have done good work. Keep it up and have a cold one after the stream from Australia.
Thank you very much. I will gameplay. Thank you very much. I love your face. And we'll have a cold one. In fact, I'll probably open a bottle of beer or a bottle of wine. Oh no, I've just got a fucking big bottle of cider. I will open a big bottle of cider. What is your trite break so for? I don't know. Words! Will it be possible to blow a hole in the side of a ship with... Yes, not in 3.0, but they want the ability to have explosive decompression. That was actually shown off a while ago in like a grey box kind of environment. So yes, there will be explosive decompression. Obviously the room system allows for pressure and stuff to be different between different areas, and when there is a breach between an area, or an area connects, it will normalise the pressures between the two. So in the case of a ship to space, well, it blows over the door and everything gets fucking sucked out. If you've got Squadron 42 and Star Citizen, Squadron 42 will affect your Star Citizen game. So you might get reputations, you could potentially get ships, you could potentially get flair, whatever. You might get relationships with certain people. There's going to be some way it affects your Star Citizen experience. And you can play Squadron 42 with your Star Citizen character after you've started Star Citizen, and then it gets kind of like retroactively retconned into your journal. Earth, how detailed will it be? We don't know. They are working on highly detailed procedural cities. We just don't know exactly how interactive, or how detailed, or how close we'll be able to get to certain parts of them. What's probably going to happen is that they'll have it look really fucking detailed from orbit, and then you'll have to be restricted where you can fly there, and they will take you to like hero areas. Because they're going to have these massive city planets, where obviously they can't have them fully explorable, because that's insane. Will missions involve scanners and scanning equipment that can pick up life signs? Yes, I believe so. I believe there'll be life signs detection. I believe you'll be able to detect people's weapons and EM and IR and stuff from their actual armor and what they've got carried on them. I suspect that there is going to be like the scanners that you have in Star Marine. It's going to be audio that you'll be able to see things. You might be able to see heartbeats. You might be able to see life signs properly as a separate scanner. So yeah, why not? Do you think they'll put the tutorial back in game? Yeah, I think we'll see a proper tutorial at some point again. I think the hint system in 3.0 will actually be really fucking helpful to a lot of people, whether they're old or new. And I think they're updating the website as well, so it's got some form of tutorial on it as well. Do you have a armistice or safe zone in 3.0? Yeah, I think that in 3.0 there's going to still be armistice zones. I think moving forward from that, though, they're going to be removing armistice zones, and it's going to be entirely security enforced. So you'll have turrets and you'll have security ships flying around, so that people won't fuck around. We don't know what systems are going to be put in when. Expect 5 to 10 systems for a beta of the game. Yeah, I think it's important for them to put those roadmaps up, even if they are they turn out to be inaccurate. Because I want to see their current plans. I want to see their current ideas and where they put the schedule. That's one of the things I want to see with the open development. I don't mind if they get stuff wrong. I want to see their current internal thinking for where they see these things lie. So that's important for us. Docking collars have effectively been removed from the game currently. There's other ways of boarding and EVAing across. And so docking collars at the moment are a no-go. Will NPCs, so that's specifically ship-to-ship docking collars, forced docking collars effectively. Will NPCs exclusively be in cities, or will there be roaming ones? In 3.0, exclusively in hero zones. Roaming around and walking around. There's actual on-ground NPCs. In the future, they're going to be everywhere. You'll see them just in lots of places. They're going to be 9 NPCs to every 1 human-ish. What's the limit of players all on one server in 3.0? We won't know until the live build. Expect 24, hope for more. How will covering a land vehicle and other kinds of cargo work in the Cutlass Freelancer? Will it be possible to arrange cargo in a way that land vehicle stays ready for deployment? So if you're talking about the Nox and Dragonfly and stuff, yeah, I mean, you can have them there, just pointing outwards, ready for deployment. I mean, it takes up your cargo lane. Do you think if they're planning on having a distress beacon? So they're called service beacons in the game. So expect in 3.1 that we'll have service beacons and possibly service contracts as nav beacons, service contracts as well. So they're going to be things like distress signals that you'll be able to put out. They'll be I need refueling, I'm being attacked, all that sort of stuff. And the nav beacons are separate from that, and they are going to be the deployment of basically quantum travel points. So you'll launch a beacon or a missile or whatever, and that will stay there. They need to have their power supplies changed every so often. That you might be able to get really good, expensive nav beacons, I suppose, in the future that don't require them being changed so much. And then they are going to be shareable locations, which will say, well, now everyone can teleport to this location, but players can destroy them, players can hack them so that they can use them as well, stuff like that. So bear that in mind. How often do I do these questions and answer sessions? At least once a week. I'm planning to do them twice a week. When we have actual 3.8 to the PTU, it will probably be once a week with a Q&A session-y thing. And then the rest, if I do 1 or 2 more, they'll be more gameplay orientated or specific, like talk orientated. I'm glad these help people. I quite like talking about Star Citizen. It's something that I can do. We can put on some gameplay of Alpha 3.0 or game demo or whatever the fuck, and just chat Star Citizen, because lots of people have lots of questions. Do you have grocery to purchase? Do Will have grocery to purchase food for long journey in future 3.0 forward? So this isn't particularly good, but we don't know the survival mechanics and food stores and stuff like that. Do we have to have food for the mess hall to be used in the Idrises and stuff? We don't know yet. They are still working on the survival mechanics. They're still working on exactly what food and drink is going to be able to do. So we'll have to wait and see. As for armistice zones and being eventually security controlled, do you think you will have to have your guns powered off, or your ship will... yes. So it'll be stuff like that. It'll be like you have to conform to a lot of things. Like they'll warn you if your guns aren't powered off. You go, your guns are still on. We will have to open fire. Can your beard fly an alien standardized Nox? No, probably not. It'd have to be standardized for my beard, which has not been done yet. I'm sorry to say. I haven't heard anything about medical mechanics in a while. We might see some potentially at CitizenCon. I mean, they're going to talk about human animation, body animation, kinesthetic stuff. So they could talk about medical gameplay, maybe. I don't know much about it. I do suspect that the Cutlass Red and medical ships will be respawn points at varying limits. So, like, Cutlass Red, very limited. Endeavour Hospital, quite expansive. Me and my friend are considering getting into 3.0 with limited players on the servers in 3.0. Will it be hard to connect to the same server due to a waiting list? No, I think it's going to be a lot easier to join with groups in 3.0, but still not going to be perfect. So I don't 100% know. What would you expect current layout of the character to be in its final form? Bigger, because Foundry 42 are doing it. That's all I know. Does your build jump off your face and sleep on its own bed at night? Do you feel... Or do you let it... It's the big spoon. It comes on my face and hugs me from behind. You do. Well, questions about the beard. How odd. Children think my face is upside down, so come on. It's Any other questions? Do we have any more? Oh shit, son. Will there be selling cave system with lava for volcanic activity? Certainly not in 3.0. There are going to be almost certainly cave systems and underground areas and water and stuff like that, and lots of cool things you can explore. Just not in the near future. Just a little bit long. Before release, probably. Almost certainly before release. Down the road, we'll be able to build our own unique homes or bases. Yes, we'll be able to build bases. That's probably all the sort of stuff we're going to find out about at CitizenCon. And they will remain there when they're logged off. Yeah, but not in 3.0. Yeah, 3.0 is the next patch. Coming soon. Evocati currently have it. Which are the 800 to 1,000 specialist testers that are non-CIG employees, such as myself. I wouldn't actually mind waiting list for a server. I think that's a good idea if lots of people want to join. Or do you think about all the loot box systems in all the AAA games? I don't think we'll have loot boxes. Well, we're not going to have loot boxes in Squadron 42. And Star Citizen shouldn't have loot boxes. I wouldn't mind Arena Commander and Star Marine have loot boxes in-game. Because it makes sense if you buy them with UBC, maybe. Yeah, you can do it for Star Marine and Squadron 42. And not Squadron 42, and Arena Commander. Who gives a fuck? Sell that bullshit. But we shouldn't see loot boxes in Star Citizen. It's very unlikely. Actual MMO PU. Yep, you can join 3.0 as a group, and I think the party system is a lot better as well in general. This is what we were talking about earlier from the falling like that. It shouldn't be like that in 3.0 now. Do you expect all the Cutlass variants to take on the reworked Cutlass Black body? I suspect that they will be reworked to look like the Cutlass Black, yes. That's my expectation. Maybe slightly different. Will derelicts be modelled from current active ship models? Yes. Most derelicts. So the final stage of derelict, of a ship now, is to make it into a derelict. So the ship pipeline, they go, it's flyable, it's all ready, now we make it into a derelict, and they break it up into lots of different parts, and they make lots of different variants of its derelict. I do also suspect there will be older random ships that aren't flyable, as derelicts as well. What is the best forum to discuss and try to suggest ideas to CIG concerning Star Citizen universe lore, alien races and technology? There is one there that is for the writers, for the narrative team. So look for that on Spectrum. And talk about some stuff there. Just be very respectful if you haven't posted on there before, because there'll be an etiquette to it that you probably don't understand, as you find on all forums, and you slowly integrate yourself in before suggesting lots of things. What I do. Socialization tips from BoredGamer. What is the... I know... yeah, so I think they're planning to do lots of underground stuff and cavern stuff, just not in 3.0. It will be part of the planetary tech that they probably haven't finished yet. Maybe they finished it by now. Earth will not be flat. Well, it might be slightly flat in some places. It's not real. It's not a flat Earth. I have an old physical game package. I don't think I can get out of it. I was thinking about melting. Do you think it's worth keeping? Alpha Legacy doesn't mean match anymore. I know you should have been like given some store credit or some UEC or something because you had Alpha Legacy. So yeah, you could potentially melt it and buy. Only melt it if you see something else you want. Would be my suggestion. Are you in fact transforming into Zangief from Street Fighter? Yes. I'm gonna do my Russian bear hug shit. Tricksy little hobbitses. I'll fucking punch a car, mate. That's on the next stream. Confirmed. How much less interaction between players do you think there will be with the increase in the size of the PTU? The mission system and some other things will help push players into the same area when they're doing missions and when they're doing stuff like that. So the idea is that it shouldn't matter if the servers are massive because players should try and congregate in the same areas anyway. It will go ginger, my beard, unfortunately. Why is my beard blonde? Because it's not my beard. I stole it from someone else. Is there an ability to add friends to a friends list within Star Citizen? Yes. What kind of creatures do you think they'll put in the game? Lots of different things. We saw some terrifying things on Sandy's Facebook, Twitter? That's Twitch. Twitter. Oh, it's me. Talking to me. Sandy. Let's actually show both of these. So, she looks like Steve Vack. This cameraman looks like the guy from Gamers Nexus. So this was shown on Sandy's Facebook. They are obviously been working on Alien Creatures. The Sandworm didn't really have any form of fucking AI, so hopefully these sort of things that they're working on will have their own AI and schedules and stuff eventually. But yeah, they have been working on alien animals and creatures. They've also been working on the Cyclone, which is in engine. They've got it driving around already, which is impressive. Don't expect it for 3.0. There was also this cool little... it's in the worst quality known to man. But this is showing that they've got rotation. Obviously, they're doing it very fast here. And orbiting done correctly. So these solar panels come out because there's a sun. That you can see. It goes, ooh, nom 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 nom. Give sun. And that's very cool. I love the fact that that's working. I love the fact that's in 3.0. So some of the stuff that they've got in 3.0 is just obviously all of it's essential for the game. It's just I'm glad they've got some of these major, super important things in. It's taken a long time to get Star Citizen ready, and it's got a lot longer to go, but it's certainly getting there. It's certainly getting there. Prior to Star Citizen, what was your favourite game of all time? I love Secret of Mana. I love To the Moon. Half-Life 2. Command & Generals is pretty cool. Battlefield 1942 was cool. Original Call of Duty was cool. Probably Secret of Mana on the SNES. Did they change the Vanguard Mini? Make it harder to get the Apex Predator Forum title? I don't know. I'm not sure if I've got Apex Predator. I've got the, I think I just got Predator. Will you be able to purchase the Cutlass pack with Alpha UEC in 3.0? No, so ship purchases in 3.1. Will we eventually be able to do zero-grav transfers between two moving speed ships in space? They've talked about stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff's going to work. I just realised the concierge level allowed me to access the PTU. Bear with me 1 second. Will I at any point laugh out loud at ragdoll physics? I mean, yeah, so there's obviously going to be bugs, and there's stupid shit. Obviously, we're not going to have this weird falling thing either. Oh, dear. So, questions in brackets, if you want me to answer a question. I don't know exactly what the gameplay for Squadron 42 is going to be like. Yeah, so I think he glitched through the ship as well rather than fell through the door. Although he might have fallen through the door and it just glitched as well. I think it was a glitch. But they did actually get him in at one point, which was good. Since the planets are going to be massive, where you could potentially see 50 miles away, surely they will add appropriate ballistic drop. Yeah, I think there's going to be ballistic drop. There's got to be, isn't there? Otherwise, sniper rifles will just be broken as fuck. Just go, phew. Yay! Has the controller setup interface changed for 3.0? And will you be able to... I assume so. They'll keep on tweaking the controller stuff. Secret of Mana was legit, man. I fucking love Secret of Mana. Will they have bananas in game? I think they are important. We get a good sense of scale. Yes, we'll definitely have bananas for scale. Don't you worry. We'll do that with every ship we can. Off topic, which VR platform is your favourite? I know it's actually Oculus at the moment. It's lighter. They sponsor me as well, so you can take that as you can. I've got both the Vive and the Oculus, but I think the Oculus is better. In what detail will economy player be player-driven, manufacturing research, or simpler trade? So there's going to be 9 NPCs for every player. It's not going to be player-driven in the same way like Eves is, because players will have an effect on Star Citizen economy, but they might not be the main driving force. We haven't seen full iterations of the economy, or even the real new final plans for it either. So sort of the room system and decompression's sort of ready-ish in 3.0. It's just not being used, so you're not going to see decompression, exposed to decompression in 3.0, but you will see the room system sort of working. So if you open a door, you'll see the atmosphere. Well, you might not see the atmosphere, but the oxygen and the pressure and everything will be taken out of the room.
Tricksy little hobbits.
Thank you very much, Beardy McBaps. Wow, what a name. That sounds like a name that I should be called. But you will see it in the future, so probably 3.1 is what I'm expecting. Total nerd question, but would you think at some point the game would be like Battlestar Galactica, where you can use nukes in space? They probably moved away from nukes. I think big torpedoes are probably your nukes in game. Yeah, they're patching the Evocati build up to twice a day. What are your thoughts on the Lynx rover? It was introduced a long time ago, but now that ground vehicles are getting fleshed out, where do you see it in terms of other ground vehicles? We don't really know, do we? It's probably going to be more exploration-y than everything else, less combat-y, so maybe it loses the turret on top, and maybe it's faster, maybe it's good for scanning, don't know. I recently showed an update showing the weapons will be shaking ships when... Projectile weapons, yes, should shake ships, but energy weapons, no. I don't know. I mean, there shouldn't be any sound in space. There's lots of stuff that they do just for gameplay. The Crucible is modular. Do will use it for other role. So it might have salvage role in it, maybe. Obviously, it's gonna be able to carry a ship as well as be able to repair capital ships as well. So maybe. I've repaired Helldivers, yes, but like 10 seconds of it. I got it for some other people. We'd never actually played it. Any discussion around the timetable for Wave 1 PTU? No, we don't know. We don't know when. When will 3.1 come out? Don't know. Yeah, so I'll get my new I'll get the streaming PC gaming rig stuff posted up soon. Yeah, I think there'll be night vision in the game. When do you think CIG will implement true stealth effects on ships like my Ghost? Stealth is going to be a larger part of 3.0. Item System 2.0 allows that, so that your components and systems actually feed into each other. So you will be harder to detect the lower your signatures are. So just bear in mind. But so 3.0 and onwards, but obviously it'll get more and more fleshed out as they get more and more patches there. How durable will hacking be? We don't know, but we do know that e-war and hacking will be a thing. Salutations as well, my French friend. Do you expect if the Redeemer will keep the same exterior shape after its rework? I don't know. I suspect that it will have a significant rework. I suspect it will probably look... Yeah, I'm expecting it to look similar, at the very least. The Cutlass Black was touted to have a tractor beam. Any idea when we'll get them in-game? No. I think the Cutlass 315P and the Caterpillar all have tractor beams. Just don't know when. You do not die IRL if you die in the PU, unless you've got your, like, body set up to, like, some sort of saw-based death gun or something that chops your head off when you die, so probably not. Not as a feature. Do you think the Grey Cat will ever make a return? And in what... Yeah, I think it's going to be the 3.0. I think people will fucking race him on planets. We'll be getting a sports game. I think there's going to be lots of physics games, lots of card games and things that they'll be able to do in the Star Citizen engine as part of gameplay. So I suspect there will be some silly stuff. Will I be able to control my ship using a Nintendo Power Glove and the Wii Fit? I suspect people would try. My male torso is behind me. Do not worry. When do you expect to see an alien race in game like Xi'an or Vandal? Squadron 42's release is probably when we'll start to see them like walking around and things. How do you spend most of your time in 3.0 once it's live? I don't know. Making content in some way, looking at videos. I don't know. There'll be lots of gameplay stuff that I want to do, so I'll just go through a list. What happens when an asteroid steps out of a ship moving at constant speed in space in real life? Will that be a thing at some point? I don't know. I don't know exactly what happens, doesn't? We'll be able to jump, warp drive in combat. Oh, we're not sure on the combat jumps and interdiction and exactly what will prevent you from doing what. Obviously, it's important gameplay. You don't want to be able to just escape constantly, easily from every battle. It wants there to be some skill or that sort of stuff to it. So I don't know. Expect there to be fair, fun combat for people that are trying to get away from other people. I don't expect you to just be able to constantly go to warp all the time. So what ship combos are you most looking forward to trying with your friends in game? Kind of everything. I literally want to do a bit of everything. Any information on planet side cardinal direction devices? No. I obviously want to see compasses. I want to see the Mobile Class stuff. I think a lot of the full map system and that kind of ergonomic-y type stuff is in 3.1, but I'm not sure. I think that you'll probably be able to have a more custom helmet huts. Sorry, I do apologise. What would you like to see about Squadron 42 in the holiday event? I mean, the vertical slice is what I want to see. Sean Noonan? Sean Noonan? I think Sean Noonan. He created a load of it, the level and stuff, so I hope it's still his work. It's probably evolved into some other beast, though. And hopefully it's around like half an hour to an hour of gameplay of an actual potential mission that we'd see in Squadron 42. Pre-briefing, walking around your ship, your capital ship, pre-briefing, getting to your ship, going to do a mission, the full mission, and then returning to your ship and a debriefing. Boom. That would be fucking awesome. Will there be more... Will there be physics accurate skydiving them? I don't know. We're going to have semi-accurate physics, but it's not going to... Fun and gameplay is always going to trump realism. Chris Roberts says it will be the ultimate space sim. Could we see such detail as real estate and, more important, daily life tech? I don't know exactly what we're going to get to when it comes to that sort of stuff. We might see the ability to buy things, land and apartments and stuff on planets. We do know there's going to be bases. I do suspect that we're going to at least see people 3D printing mobiGlas type things. We'll see something on Kickstarter which is very similar to a mobiGlas pretty soon, I'm sure. When will the Evocati... When the Evocati is over, are you going to release a compilation of the strange bugs and glitches around soon? No, because the NDA specifically covers materials screenshotted and recorded in Evocati. You're not supposed to screenshot or record ever in Evocati. So no. Why are you bouncing? No, so I suffer from an anxiety condition. And one of the things that is an issue is that you'll see me like fidget and stuff, but you also see me shake. It's just an unfortunate thing. I do shake sometimes. So apologies for that. Thank you very much, Drew Hashley, for sponsoring. I just seen that. But yeah, if you see me shake or like rock or whatever, it's like I fidget. Apologies. Do you think owning a base will become integrated into gamer? Yes. You don't have to own a base or anything, I don't think, but it's going to be for orgs and some people they're going to want to. Especially like pirates and stuff, I suppose, as well. About the Reclaimer, think you'll be able to take hulks and parts we've salvaged from other ships and rebuild ships with those parts? Potentially, partially. You mean literally build them together? No. I think you'll... You could technically have an Idris cut into 2 pieces, couldn't you? I don't know! How you'd refuse a ship together and how it would know... I don't know. I'm currently using a mouse and keyboard. Mouse and the railed T16000 FCS throttle is that was my favourite setup. But it's just easier to use a mouse and keyboard at the moment. Wooting is sending me a keyboard as well. And so I'm going to try that and see if that gives me the throttle precision that I wanted. What completely useless feature would you like to see in game? Oh, I don't fucking know. I think there's a lot of useless fucking features they want to put in game. Want to moon other crews from your caterpillar doors. So you can definitely moon other people from the Prowler. Is it the Prowler? The Xi'an. The Xi'an troop transport carrier thing. Because that's got an air shield. Without an air shield, your Balmer and yourself gonna get sucked out. Oh yeah, so let's have a look at the let's have a look at that picture. Actually, people were going on about that earlier. So people talking about this picture of the Reclaimer being this huge fucking ship going around salvaging stuff. I think it's really cool. People that want to see that. Reclaimer's my favourite ship by far. I'll store all cargo boxes for the Aurora and Mustang confirmed in 3.0 yet. They are not confirmed. We'll have to wait and see. Are you making 3.0 vids in the background? So once AD and DA lifts, you will be able to release a load at once? No! Unfortunately, I can make scripts and stuff, I suppose. And I can have stuff in mind, but I will not be using any footage from the Evocati in any of my videos. It'll have to be all from First Wave PTU. Where will you make your HQ in game? I don't know. I might have lost them. Well, you know, I'm polite anyway, aren't I? Like, you know, you'd be polite about that sort of shit, don't you? Like, oh, I'm very sorry. I don't mean it. I don't fucking mean it. I mean, fucking deal with me shaking. Fuck you. Once it leaves Evocati and in the PTU, we can then stream and screen cap all we want. Yes, we can. Since it's in the First Wave PTU. Whiskey calms you down. Good man. Since we have faceware, think bodywear is next. sounds like a bad idea, but it's not unthinkable. Star Citizen is worth download if you want to follow the project, and worth backing if you want to follow the project and be part of the project and have your you influence the direction of where it goes. But it is effectively a very early alpha tech demo stuff at the moment. Even with 3.0, it's still going to be early alpha. It's a project and not a full game, so just bear that in mind. My brother worked on this shit, Larry, in some way. What do you think of the new Cutlass price will be? I think probably like $25 more, $125, something like that. Well, I've played the new Warframe update. I want to spearfish everything, so I hope that you will happen. As the game changer is looking likely to be a base/outpost builder, do you think it's likely that we'll get our hangars out in the verse where we want to, rather than some magical instance gateway? Irrelevant to the game changer and to outpost building and stuff, we'll have it will move away from the instantized hangars that we have at the moment, so that they exist in verse in some way, even if they're lightly instantized. And then, yeah, I suspect with base building we'll be able to have our hangars wherever we fucking want. But they have the potential to be attacked or destroyed or stolen. As I said, if you are up for the idea of participating with bug reporting and the community as it is at the moment, and having your input an important part of Star Citizen's development process, then yes, getting into Star Citizen now or in 3.0 is a great idea. If you are looking for a game to sit down and play, Star Citizen is not ready. It's not a sit down and play, this is going to do me for the next couple of years kind of game yet. Yeah, I think there's going to be inside, like the Ursa, I think you're about to breathe that air when it's sealed. There's going to be lots of different weapons planned for the future, both handheld, shoulder mounted, and for ships, loads and loads and loads. What do you think's the most difficult bug to fix for CIG? Anything to do with subsumptions, probably pretty fucking hard. What happened to the Cytec custom HOTAS? So I believe Logitech bought the Cytec stuff, and then obviously that's effectively cancelled the deal, or that Star Citizen had. Expect they will revisit the custom HOTAS after Squadron 42 and 3.0 have been released. That's what Sandy said a while ago, although that might have changed now. We might see a custom HOTAS in the future, we might not. I would prefer them to make a custom HOTAS after they have 100% worked out exactly what all the controls and functions of the game are going to be, and what the flight model is. Because I do not want to buy a joystick or HOTAS when it is not based on the most updated, 100% confirmed flight model. Otherwise, you're buying something like, oh, this is great. Oh, it hasn't got this button that we need to be able to do this mode. Whatever. Will Star Citizen have a Doomfist power glove? Anything to do with Overwatch, I hope they keep out of the fucking game. Fuck Overwatch. When the game is in full release, full ships and ship upgrades and so forth, still be selling on the Star Citizen website. They're moving away from that. I know they're moving away from that. Pay to win is more sort of like stuff that you won't be able to get in game, or stuff that gives you a massive advantage over other people. Everything will be available in game for people to get. It's totally obtainable in game. So just bear that in mind. Bored, do you think you'll ever play Elite Dangerous? Yes. And I don't know until I play it. Can you transport ore from a prospector in the Freelancer? So, in 3.0, obviously not, because there's no mining mechanics, but we do have the prospector. I believe the prospector fills bags of stuff. I'm not sure if they'll fit in the Freelancer. So if they do, then yes. If it doesn't, then no. How many times can an Interstellar Hitchhiker game change in one night? Although base building is a long way off, do you think CIG would consider underground landing and base building? Well, we definitely see base building. I'm not sure if we'll see it underground. Maybe. There's loads of new particle GPU and graphics upgrades in 3.0, yes. I'm not sure exactly what particle system you're talking about, but there's lots of new updates that are very pretty. I haven't played Warp Space. Hello! What about the subscriber flare, with the new stuff? So there's new subscriber flare, there's the Caterpillar and Dragonfly. That should be in the hangars for RSO subscribers. Any other questions before I go and host someone and eat? Because I'm fucking hungry. Oh my god, I'm late for something. Well, hopefully not Dave, because I will be playing Elite and see what it's like. Because they're adding loads more stuff to it. It's an interesting thing. I mean, I've been playing No Man's Sky a bit. No Man's Sky is almost a fun, playable game. Do you think they'll eventually build in mechanics for being able to buy, build properties and rent them out? Yeah, potentially. That's the sort of thing they might look at. Thank you very much for Aventador. You're a fucking legend. I love your face. You're a very nice chap. But yes, we will have to sort out the org spotlight stuff for next week. Hopefully we'll get the first video up for around then. I will not eat green eggs and ham because the Cat in the Hat is a racist or something. I said something about that somewhere. What's the official position on mods at the moment? Yeah, so they are going to have modding and API and private server support in the future. Expect after release, though. Which ships do you... So after, like, I mean, I'm talking about far in the future. Which ships do you expect to be sold soon? Will the Hurricane be up still? In the anniversary live stream, so in November, probably pretty much everything. For CitizenCon, probably a lot of them. Any idea when the website will be updated with the current stats? Soon. So a couple of weeks ago they said within a month or two. So very soon, before Christmas. There will be farming in Star Citizen. I don't think it will be Farmville though. It'll be interesting. Right, who is online? Is anyone streaming that I like? Streaming Star Citizens. Bam. There's no one I know streaming Star Citizen. Is there anyone else I know? We're going to go and go host Maya, because I love Maya's face. So the gameplay footage you're seeing in the background is effectively courtesy of Maya. He's playing Dauntless, which is a big monster fighting game. Go and give some fucking love. Do some like board egg raids and stuff. Oh, there's a couple of other questions. Loads of different handheld weapons are planned in the future. We'll see like welders as well, but there's loads. Like, there's going to be railguns and rocket launchers and lots of different variants of submachine guns, both energy, plasma, ballistic, different ammo types. There's going to be fucking loads. But I mean, it's a ship and that has life insurance and someone steals it and sells it. So the selling of those ships that have been stolen, that you don't have legal ownership, so you can't sell them in the same way. So you either have to smash them up for salvage or sell them to another player that just wants that ship. You won't be able to get lifetime insurance on it, though. So the player that had it stolen still owns the legal rights to the ship, so he'll be able to claim it. Thank you very much. I love your faces. I'll right, go host some Maya's face. Oh, how do I... My host button's not there because I don't have Better Twitch TV installed. Cock bags. BoredGamer. Oh, I'm not BoredGamer. I'm BoredGamer UK. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I fucking love you. You're the best. If you've got any questions or you want any thing done for, if you want an org spotlighted or whatever, then drop me a message. You can do that on the jump on my Discord or jump on the Reddit or email me or whatever. I can't promise I will 100% feature your org, but it will go on the list and I'll try and get around to it at some point. And if anyone needs any help or anything, if they want to be a budding content creator, drop me an email as well. I've got some documents and stuff that I've made. I don't have all the time in the world, but I can certainly try and bounce ideas off you when I do have time and that sort of thing. Thank you very much for watching. Fucking love you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Let's /host Maya. Take care, guys. There we fucking go. Peace.